Hey, welcome all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, Pfunk, thinker right out here in the lab. It's early morning, but I'm doing what I do for you. Today, we're going to school. Yeah, calm down, relax. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be all right. Let's go. Right, this one, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message in the story for life. I get life's lesson. You tune in and receive them. You got a good thing going. That's right. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, something to do today, and hopefully motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Getting to know about yourself a little bit better. Right thinking, way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily. Again, will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get you to do just that. Know thyself. I got methods and techniques to make that possible. That's why I give it to you. All you gotta do is follow them and use them. They work. Trust me. Let's go. The goal is to know thyself. If you don't know who you are, you're pretty much lost. So let's get understanding about ourselves. That's what I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know, excuse me, a person who knows not and knows not that they know is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, if that's you, you're simple. I can teach you. That's what I do for you. I got you. Stay tuned. A person who knows not and believes that they know, it's dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock. I'm here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinker, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Today I'm going to school with you. How about that? This is the book that we're in, breaking it down for you. And sometimes I just read, this is the title is What is Religion and What is the Nature of the Divine, aka God. Okay. All religions are geared to get you to God. See there? We got everybody in there. So understand that. We're gonna go over into what I call introduction. Here we go. Read this book up. I get use out of my books. I don't beat them up, but just I use them in carriage. So a lot of times they get mixed up, but they good. I got to start getting hardbacks. But let's go with this. The book is called God and Goddesses of She-Totnet, the Ancient Egyptian Religion. I'm going to introduce you to religion and religious studies from the book. I'm going to read, hopefully break it down. The way I start out was I would take the book, I would read it, break it down for you, and in an hour's time, give you some knowledge and some information. I'm not going to take that much time, but I got about a page, a little more than a page to read, so let's go. The ancient Egyptian religion, She-Totnet, right now is right thinking philosophy. When you see me substitute She-Totnet for right thinking philosophy or semi-Tawi, those are philosophical principles that I've studied by. I just call it right thinking because now I'm the master of my concepts. The same thing, just a little tweaking here and there. That's all. So I'm not a plagiarist. I'm always going to put my little twist on it. All right, so here we go. Let's go. Ancient Egyptian religion, She-Totnet, and its language of symbols provide the first historical records of mystical religion and a yoga philosophy and religious literature. We started this. Understand that. That's what he's telling you. I'm moving on. Now, Egyptian yoga, aka Smart Twiwi, is what has been commonly referred to, watch this, by the Egyptologists as Egyptian religion. Religion is supposed to be practiced as a way of life. So everybody's just practicing a philosophy, practicing a religion. That's where it comes from. I'm going to break that down for you too as we go. So just stay along. Roll with me. I'm trying to break it down as I go. I try to do that so you don't get caught up in all the stuff coming at you. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm trying to break it down. Hopefully you get to understand it. That's my point, to get you to understand it. All right, so let's go. Now, Egyptian religion or mythology. All religions have allegory, mythological concepts, okay? Astrological concepts, not literal. So, but to think, watch this now, to think that it's just another set of stories or allegories about a long lost civilization is to completely miss the greatest secret of human existence. We got the greatest secret. They got the greatest story. I would rather have the secrets over the story any day. It's just my concept. This unique perspective, watch this, from the highest philosophical system which developed where? In Africa over thousands of years ago, provides a new way to look at life. Philosophically, you can set up a situation like they did, Mayat, 42 Confessions, Live Right, Do Right. I'm telling you right now, in modern time, you still got to do the same thing. Put work in, live righteous, do the right thing, and he'll do the rest. Oh yeah. Okay, now this unique perspective. Okay, this unique perspective give a new way to look at life. Religion, the discipline. Watch this, of psychology, and the way to spiritual development, leading to spiritual enlightenment. AKA know thyself. It takes knowledge, it takes practice and study, and then the actual is to put it to use, implement it, and you will see how it works for yourself. That's what I teach you. That's what I keep explaining to you. Egyptian mythology, when understood, gives every individual insight into their own divine nature, aka God, and also a deeper insight into all religions and yoga systems. This is why I can fellowship or partake in anybody's philosophical religious concepts, because I understand the purpose of them. I'm not there to critique or judge. I go to church to fellowship, not to tell them what my thoughts about what they think about their religion. No, fellowship. Understand that. That's respect. Egyptian. Okay. Now watch this. Those who wish to become, it says Shemsu Netters. I'm saying right thinking followers of Commission ancient Egyptian spiritual teachings. You're initiated into the Shitab Netta, aka right thinking philosophy of Semi-Tawi. The Shitab Netta is the religion and its mystic teachings based on what? Various traditions, varied traditions centered around one or more of the different gods and goddesses. Here you go. Let's go. Semi-Tawi are the yoga disciplines, techniques, or metaphysical technologies used to what? Transform a human being. I hope you understand what we're talking about here. This is the whole gist of getting to know thyself. Work on you. You get to know the higher self. We call them God, but there's a method that you can use. It's called yoga disciplines. Okay, these disciplines, watch this, promote a transformation. Sound familiar? I use a transformational philosophical point of view. This one. These disciplines promote a transformation in your through a movement that purifies the personality and renders it subtle enough to what? Perceive the transcendental spiritual reality, which is beyond time and space, is called hello nihas. My favorite word. Nihas is reaching the highest spiritual level, aka the seventh round on the chakras, the thousand lotus blossom, but the sixth level is opening the third eye to make that spiritual consciousness aware. But in order to get to six, you got to go from 1 to 6 to get there. Most of us get to 3 and say, okay, I'm good, just enough to survive on. So no, as Master Masons again, with 3 degrees, you still got nothing. Well, man, what was that? Okay, now watch this. You got Nihas, aka enlightenment or resurrection. These all meaning becoming conscious of yourself and your higher self become one. Heart, mind, coherence, whatever you want to call it, it means becoming one with your higher self, knowing it consciously. Now, this is a movement from ignorance, not knowing, to enlightenment, knowing. My goal is to enlighten you, get you to know something that you didn't previously have before I gave it to you. I'm trying to enlighten you to you, and this is all the stuff that you can emulate and use for yourself. Watch this. This is a movement from ignorance to enlightenment, from mortality and weakness to immortality and supreme power over oneself. I just gave you the lesson. Self-control, mastering the self, the ego is success in life. If your goal in life is to be rich and famous, go for it. But if your goal in life to know thyself, I'm the man you want to deal with. Okay? Now, after having noticing your supreme power to what? To discover the absolute from which the gods and goddesses and all creation arose. Again, everything is on the one. Everything stems from the one. The all encompasses. I'm getting there. And I'm trying to break it down as I go systematically so you can get an understanding. It's a process, and if you follow along, it makes plain sense. This is a movement toward becoming what? One with the universe and goddesses and all creation. Excuse me. This is the movement toward becoming one with the universe and the consciousness behind it. I tell you, you're going to become God conscious, which is eternal and infinite. Mortality is human based. Immortality is spiritual. Celestial. Okay, the next level outside of terrestrial. Another lesson, sorry about that. Didn't want to get too fast. Back it up. But now, from eternal to infinite, this is the lofty goal of any right thinkers initiate and become a right thinker. This is the goal. So those who tread this path, follow my concepts, must be mature, act virtuous, as well as being strong physically, mentally, intellectually. I don't do belief. Intellect means I know. And emotionally, self-control, control the ego. Your emotions are controlled by that ego. If the ego is not under control, you have no control over your emotions. You're going to get rage, envy, jealousy, all over the place. You have no control over that if your ego is controlling you. Now, the purpose of religion, listen to this. Again, this is why I have no problem with religion. The purpose of religion and the disciplines is to what? Promote purity of the heart and virtue. And these lead to what? High realization of spiritual enlightenment. There you go again. Everything internal leads you to a higher level within yourself. That's high self. Get it? The next section, watch this. I'm going to tell you about the overview of Shitab Netta and the main traditions within Shitab Netta spiritually. We will be going over that, but I'm going to stop here and take you to the next level of the true purpose of religion as a spiritual path to enlightenment and immortality. We laid it out for you. You got it right here. I just study, read it, and give it to you my way. Sometimes I want to give it to you straight. No cut, pure. So that's what you're getting today. So let's talk about the term religion. It comes from the Latin word religare, which uses the words root, re, which means back, okay, and legan, religion, which means to what? Hold, to link, to bar. So they want to bring you back to the essence of yourself. We want to raise your conscious level so you can know yourself. Conceptually, you have to learn as a process. Now watch this. So therefore, the essence of true religion, hear this, the essence of true religion is that of linking back, specifically linking its followers back to their original source and the innermost essence, aka God. In this sense, watch this, the term religion and yoga are synonymous. Egyptian yoga, religion, they same thing. Why? Because there's a purpose. Watch this. That source, which is the underlying reality behind every object in creation, is described, watch this, as unborn, undying, eternal, and immortal, and is given, and excuse me, and is known, watch this, here we go, and known by an endless, myriad numbers of names, some in which are, here we go, listen to this. God, this is the name that God go by. Everybody gives him. You got consciousness, you got self, my favorite, higher self, and everybody know God. Okay, but watch this. Now you got goddess, supreme being, divine self, eternal self, the soul, Nebuchadnezzar, pure consciousness from the Hindus, Brahman, all. Watch this. And you the all, and then you got for the Muslims, Allah. Then you got the ancient Egyptians, Neter, Neteru, the creator, the absolute, the divine mother, the great spirit. Oh, I got more. These are various names while arising from various different traditions and separate cultures, in reality represent the same divine and transcendental principle we call God. So whatever name you call him by, whatever concept you use to get to him by, I ain't gonna follow that. Not a bit. But although, watch this now. I'm doing pretty good. Although religion in its purest form is supposed to do what? Be a mystical experience. It's called a mystical system. They call it Egyptian mystical or mystery system. Why? Because it's a philosophical principles that govern you that you have to learn and study. And we didn't let outsiders in. So to them, it was a mystery. But the mystical part comes from religious. Every religion wants you to have a mystical experience. Get to know God for yourself. And whatever name you call him, whatever angle you present to your people, it's all right. Oh, yeah. Okay, pure, okay. In this pure form is the mystical system. The original intent, watch this, and meaning of the scriptures are often misunderstood. Therein lies my problem with Christianity. A lot of times it's misunderstood, mistaught, and misled. So you got a bunch of misunderstood people running around thinking they got something, they ain't got nothing but a bunch of nonsense and superstitions. Misguided information, misunderstood knowledge that don't serve them. They wonder why they still wander around. Well, I'm gonna get there. Spiritual enlightenment comes from you doing your daily good deeds, performing righteous acts, and he recognized that on a day-to-day basis. Now, when it's so misunderstood now, if not distorted, this occurs when, because, or how? This occurs because the various religions, and there's a lot of them, have developed what? In different geographical areas, and that's fine. And therefore, the lower levels, the historical accounts, the stories and traditions, the mythological stories, have developed independently. Everybody in Egypt, I'm gonna run down the three different places: Waset, Thebes, and Heliopolis. They did the same thing, so it's understood. But they all got enlightened. It didn't make a difference what they called it. Ptah, Ra, didn't make a difference. It all served the purpose. Amun. Here you go. Watch this. The lower level historical account, okay, have developed independently and sometimes without. Here's the problem: they develop independently, but guess what? Sometimes without proper guidance or tutoring. Political conflicts, here you go, politics. Political conflicts often spill over into what? Religious practice. You want to tell me a bunch of lies, but tell me you represent God. Remember Trump standing with the Bible? Politics and religion, bad fellas. Come on, they direct contradiction to one another. So that's my concept. And when its religious practices was distorted, and what distorted it Under these conditions, the inner meaning of the myths and symbols become what? Laws, and become esoteric teaching. EXOTERC. It becomes esoteric, meaning high level, just across the board, okay? Elementary concept or folklore. And that meaning, those meanings are emphasized. When you don't know something, I, as a parent, I would never tell my children something that I believe or thought. I told them what I know, what I didn't know. Simple as that. That's good parenting. Let me wrap this up. I'm almost done. Yeah, okay, now, okay, here we go. Okay, folklore. Okay. Now, this leads to, here you go, deism, and a phenomenal an occurrence of or facts which is perceptible by what the senses, meaning you live in everything in the physical body by the five senses. This is why spirituality to a lot of people is foreign. Why? They used to touch and feeling, sense and smell. So that's the only thing they got to go with. The sixth sense is your extrasensory perception. You have another sense, the thought, thinking, right thinking to be exact. Okay. Now, when you approach religion rather than from a mystical, let me read this back, excuse me, an occurrence of or facts which are perceptible by the senses. I mean, you live in the third level pretty much. Approach to religion rather than you use a physical approach, a literal approach, when you need to be using the spiritual, the higher conscious approach. And then the mystical, symbolic, and transcendental understanding will be available to you. That's higher consciousness, raising the thought level, raising your consciousness to know, not believe. I'm about to go. Most religions tend to be what? Dogmatic and deistic. And at an elementary level, again, deism as a religious belief or form of theism, again, belief in the existence of God. They just want you to believe in it. No, we want you to know God for yourself. So the theism's belief in existence or of God and God's holds that God, watch this, their concept is God's actions was restricted to an initial act of creation. I mean, he created everything, yeah, which is fine. But after which he retired, separated. Stop right there. I want the ones who made this statement when you separate God from man. Therein lies the religious problem for my concept. He retired and separated to contemplate the majesty of his work. Conceptually, yeah. Deist holds that the natural creation is regulated by laws, which we have God. We know that. We got that concept. You reap what you sow. That ain't man's law, that's God. So we understand that concept. Watch this. But laws put in place by God, and those gods and goddesses we call natural aspects and concepts, sustaining God. We got all kind of different areas of God. That's not right now. And at time of creation, which are inscribed with what? Perfect moral disciplines. When God put laws in place, the laws in place by God at the time of creation, he didn't decide after creation, I'm going to throw this in, I'm going to amend this. No, it's all done at creation. Watch this. Which are inscribed with perfect, again, inscribed with perfect moral principles. I'm freaking out because I'm living in a world where morals ain't even on the table. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm crazy. Money, 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 money. Yeah. I'm going there. I'm trying to get away from them. Just trying to get to the lesson. I'm almost done. Ride with me a little bit more. Let my pastor say, I'm almost done. Pray for me. All right. Now, therefore, deism is closely related to what? Exoteric or personal understanding of the divinity. It just had the top layer. You need to dive deep, as my man Ralph Swan say. Let's dive a little deeper. And you know, on the surface of the water, whatever's going on top of the water, you can sense it. But the further down you go, the more calmer it goes. So that's peace. Getting deep, diving deep, get inside yourself, know who you are. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got another one coming up. It's called Myth, Ritual, and Mysticism. That's what religion is all based on. Hope you like the lesson. I got another one for you. Appreciate you. I'm out.